Welcome to another edition of Survival Mode, where we give entrepreneurs a step-by-step roadmap to starting their own business. I'm Bert Robinson.
I'm Kevin Beers.
I'm Michael Grant Jr.
You can reach us by email at hello@survivalmode.live or check out our website at www.survivalmode.live. Let's get to it. Welcome back to another edition of Survival Mode. We are in step number 8, and we are talking about, we've talked about planning your coming soon campaign. We've talked about preparations for your coming soon campaign, but now we got to position it. We got to put this is the setup stage. We got to get everything straight. Before we get everything straight, and by the way, I did calm these two guys down, but they're probably going to be amped up again when I start talking about this one. I know Michael probably will be, because this is the stage where you got to pay for everything. This is the stage where you might have arthritis in your wallet right now. This is the stage where that's what's going to happen. Okay. But trust me, you get through this stage. This is where the fruits of your labor will be seen when you open your doors. Michael, am I right?
Absolutely, 100%.
All right. Now talk about, I'm paying for the stuff. What's your thoughts when, in this stage of positioning, because I'm paying for everything?
Yeah, well, this is the stage where you are technically investing into your market positioning. Okay, your coming soon campaign is not going to make you money. It's going to position you to make money when your business launch. This is critical.
Wait a minute. I'm paying out more money now and I ain't making any money?
Investing.
Oh, I'm investing.
Yeah,
So,
you're the farmer that's sowing the seeds in the ground for the tree and everything that come up.
Oh, so this is the seeds right now, and everything else is going to be the harvest.
Absolutely. When you open your doors and people are there spending money and buying your products and obtaining your services, that is called your harvest.
Oh, okay. Because I'm dishing out a lot of money here.
Yes.
But if you think about it, if you plan the way you need to plan, you're not dishing out a lot of money. Okay, you're not. And how do you know about that? That's a conversation. That's going to be a one-on-one conversation, one-on-three conversation, because we're all going to be on the call. Okay, but this is what we're doing here. Okay, all right, Mr. Guru himself, positioning for the coming soon campaign. Is this where I do the verifying of everything?
Yes. So
is this what do you want to tell everybody?
Well, I wanted to expand a little bit on the previous episode. I mentioned this event where I was pulled in at the last minute to make the live stream work.
Uh-huh.
What I suggested, because everybody was running around plugging cables in and trying to make it work, I said, everybody stop. Let's test this board. Is it communicating with the computer? Okay, now that we established that, is that board connected with the speakers or the amplifier at that point? Is it, and then it's like, let's walk it through all the steps of what this has to go through. And what it turned out to be was we were missing some cables. Everybody was plugging cables in and nobody was checking with each other I don't know what was going on at this thing. But when I got to be in charge of it all, it's like, everybody just stop and step back. And let's just do it one step at a time. Now, like I said, that event did not go off well, especially with the live stream. But the fact that we were able to just step back and walk it through. Now, that I'm talking about the technology in that case. But if part of your coming soon campaign is, okay, we need to, our volunteers are going to be doing this thing during the campaign. Well, let's walk it through. Maybe there's materials they need that you haven't thought about, that you need, forgot about providing. Or maybe that wasn't in the plan, but you realize, hey, without this really doesn't work. So we need to make sure we have that. So you do test runs, is what I'm really saying. Do a test run of everything. If I do this with the agents in my office, it's like, sell me something. Just sell me. and they have to walk through the process. And then at the end, I'll say, okay, you missed this, you have to do this. Like we walk through that process because they're missing things. And you do the same thing in your business. Figure out or make sure that you know that everything is there. And you can't know that unless you do the dry runs.
Now, Kevin, you talked about everybody working with you, everybody together. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is the stage where you find your volunteers that are going to help you. You get the supporters that you need. Okay. Just as a safety net to ensure that you have everything you need to pull off your campaign. This is what you've got to get all that together. And Kevin, I love the fact that, when things weren't going right, you reverse engineered everything and say, okay, let's step back. Let's go back. Let's go step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You didn't go step 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where errors come into play. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You find the cables. You hook the cables right. Boom. You got everything you need. Guess what? There still could be a problem. But right now, there are problems that you don't see. And there's where the test run comes into play. Doing your test runs. That's so important. Now, Michael, I've got something that, I'm going to come to you with. But before I go there, our website is www.survivalmode.live. And you can reach us by email at hello@survivalmode.live. Please contact us. We've got more information to give you. Now, Michael, with the supporters and all of that, am I paying for these supporters? Am I paying for, these volunteers? Well, of course, not volunteers, but these supporters. Why do I have these volunteers? Why do I have these supporters? Why do I have all of that?
Yeah, so to answer your question, yes, you're going to be paying some people, and some people, they're going to be true volunteers. Because even when you have volunteers, sometimes you got to pay something. But yeah, the reason why you want to have them is because you want to make sure that you can have people to man different things that's a part of this campaign. Oftentimes, if you have 5 components in the campaign, well, you're only one person. Well, what if something hits or shuts off immediately over here, but you're over there? Well, guess what? Now you need somebody to man that situation and say, you know what? If this happens with that, hit this, do this, etc. You see, and so when you position yourself like that, you're basically reverse engineering 4 problems or doing the troubleshooting 4 problems and putting something in place so that if that problem arises, you have a quick solution for it.
That sounds so much like that's your standard operating procedures.
The reason why is because everything that we're telling people is principle based. It's all the principles. We're giving you principles to success.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking. I'm just checking.
Let me one more thing. That lets you know what we're telling you makes sense and is real, is true, is applicable to every business.
Yes, it is. Now, Kevin, of all the things that you've dealt with in your business, and some of the processes, the steps that we've been doing, you and I, being in the financial industry, we've made mistakes. Does doing this, your coming soon campaign, does that position you to be in a better place?
Yes, it does not stop mistakes, however, but it does position you to perhaps those mistakes will be less costly because you've planned it out. If you don't have a plan and you make a mistake, it can be really costly. This might eliminate some mistakes. It can also just reduce the cost of mistakes that let's say there was a mistake you were going to make no matter what. If you had planned properly, it would probably cost less than if you hadn't planned. Because if you hadn't planned, it might have complicated everything else, causing almost a domino effect of other problems. But if you already planned for it, maybe you can cut it off ahead of time. That's where I was saying a little bit earlier that if you've planned this out well and you've tested everything, if something goes wrong, you can recover more easily from it. And we're talking about the campaign at this point. So we're not really we're not out in front of the public just yet. So this is all behind the scenes, but you want to make sure that, the more you plan, the better your chances are.
Now, exactly. Now everything is all we're working together. We're doing what we need. We are planning, preparing, and positioning. But what does this lead to? I'll tell you. It leads to you to be able to set the launch date to the coming soon campaign after you've gotten all these things in order. All of this stuff is done. Then you can set the launch date. Now, Michael, how long do I have to wait before I do this with this coming soon campaign? How long?
Now, are you asking in reference to how long the campaign should be or before you open up your doors? Because I want people to truly understand what we're talking about.
Well, before I truly open up my doors.
So yeah, so I would recommend about 90 to 120 days. It could be way longer depending on the complexity of your business. But give yourself about 3 or 4 months just to make sure that you introduce, and keep this in mind, you are feeding people. This is not like a mass push campaign. You're feeding people slowly and consistently about information, insight, intelligence, or engagement, entertainment, and things of that sort, education about who you are and what you're doing. So this campaign again is just about bringing that attention, awareness, attraction, and like Kevin was talking about, the getting people curiosity going, getting people attention of who you are and what you're going to be doing soon.
So I'm not opening up the doors.
Not yet, but you better be ready.
Oh, okay. Well, you can reach us at www.survivalmode.live or email us at hello@survivalmode.live as well. These guys, they calm down just a little. I think I'm going to hype them up in the next. I think I'm going to hype them up in the next segment. I think so, because we're going to be talking about launching that coming soon campaign coming up in just a few.